Hey dad, is your kid loud, big, boisterous, and bold? Well, that is basically the 2025 Infiniti QX80. Does it, dad? I love the tech, I love the space. I can sort of fit comfortably in the third row. It has a twin turbo V6. It's super smooth, it can drive itself, the speakers are outstanding, and some really nice luxury touches. Dads love big grills. Come on everybody, whole neighborhood's here, look at the size of this grill. This thing is massive, and right now the vehicle is lowered. With the air suspension, it'll actually raise up and it gets a little bit lower than this, but that's what it feels like when you're driving this thing. You're looking down on people, not judging, but just looking down on them. I would imagine this is the beginning of a new design language for them. Obviously updated front with the headlights, the grille. This all illuminates. Even the Infiniti symbol illuminates. I love these striations here. It's a really nice style and design. When we're talking space, we got nice little tiny cubby under here. We have cup holders here, an excellent wireless charger here. And in this trim, you get a little storage box down there. In the higher trim, that becomes an ice box. It comes to cup holders pretty easily. Fits there. You can even have a bigger one there if you want. Of course, they fit in the middle, including your Dunkin', which is nice. Right here, car seat fits really easily. Large pano roof, which is very cool. And in this trim, you have your cup holders down here, 2 USB-Cs, rear climate, and I can adjust the front seat warmer and ventilator, making it hot and cold. And in the back, I can do the same. It's very chauffeur-like. I'm a big fan of that. You have heated seats and ventilated seats in the back, a couple of USB-C chargers there, and all the way in the back, you can adjust your seat right here. If you want to recline, lay it back. If you want to sit up, just move it up. Your own cup holder and charge port there. 2 cup holders back here, very convenient. Speakers, I love that there's AC in the roof. AC in the roof. Also like there's a handle right here. Slide right in. Welcome to the school zone. That's where this 2025 Infiniti QX80 is gonna live. You know, I'm a dad, right? So I see everything through the lens of dad life. So I really love that I can click on the rear button and I can actually control the heated and the ventilated second row captain's chairs. I've never seen that in a vehicle before. So there's like a chauffeur element to that, which ultimately as a dad, what are we, right? We're just like chauffeurs that imbue wisdom, I guess. That's kind of our role. I love the interior here. The sepia brown is what they call it. I really like, there's kind of like a suede as well as a leather to it. I think that lines up really well. This beautiful dash, the 14 something inch, is it 14.2 inch display? 14.3. The 14.3 inch infotainment screen right here. It's got Google built in. Of course, I'm running Apple CarPlay anyway, but I do like the Google integration. I like when there's a choice. I know GM EVs aren't doing that. I just had a Bolt EV, or no, sorry, I had a Blazer EV, and it was just not happening for me. It was kind of frustrating because I couldn't link up my Apple CarPlay. But it is in this Infiniti, nearly $100,000. This is the Lux trim. That's Lux with an E, mind you. You're paying for that extra letter. But I'm really impressed with it. The pano roof, obviously the 3 rows of seats, very comfortable. Air suspension, so the drive is very cozy. It's not really that air suspension that you may get in like an AMG, where it's correcting for the body lean and all that, but it does help offset what I imagine is a very heavy vehicle with all the computer things on this. Of course, you can adjust the climate back there, but you can also move the seats. If somebody is like, hey, we're trying to load something in the back, I don't have to get out and move the seats back there. I can move them from up here. I think that's pretty sweet too. So I like that amount of control. Also on the higher end, you can get the Klipsch audio, which is in this vehicle, but also allows right around the headrest for an isolated Bluetooth call. So if there's other people in the car, you can still take the call, and it uses noise canceling so that it's supposedly, and I haven't tested this out, but supposedly I can have a conversation. No one else can hear the other side of it, even though it's on these speakers right around my head. So that's pretty cool, because sometimes you can have these awkward moments in the car when someone calls you, like, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, I'm glad your mom's not with you. And you're like, sorry, Mom. I love how high you ride in this vehicle. And there's actually a button on the air suspension that you can go all the way up, and then there's a park feature. So when you park, the vehicle lowers down. Doesn't really lower down quick enough for my taste, because right as I park, my kids are flinging the door open and jumping out. But it is a nice feature if you've got somebody maybe who needs a little assistance, because man, when this thing's at full tilt level, it is really, really high. This is basically a hybrid between like a Ford Expedition and maybe a little bit more like a Lexus LX, kind of in that vein. So it's definitely on the luxurious side more than it is on the rugged side. If you want something that's a little more manly, a little more masculine, then it would be worth looking at the Nissan version of this. But there's so many cool aspects to this vehicle. You know, the highest trim actually has all kinds of tech on it. There's a biosensor that's up here that can look in the back, and it can determine, oh, that rear passenger is a little warmer than they want to be. Let me automatically adjust that specific climate zone. That's pretty crazy. There's also like a built-in dash cam that, almost like on the Teslas, where it'll sense motion and start recording right as someone's moving around your vehicle or in front of your vehicle. And the more and more I see on Instagram and on TikTok, these accidents and insurance fraud, all these different things that go on, I'm like, I need a dash cam. So I love that they're just integrating it in. You don't have to worry about going third party and wiring it up somewhere or whatever. In terms of the drive, it's got a pretty good note to it. Let me slow down a little and just kind of crush it. Definitely has some get up and go. I mean, 450 horsepower, obviously a lot of room there. I'm going to take it on the freeway here and play with the Pro Pilot Assist. That's basically their autonomous driving ability, where it can change lanes for you and everything. It's kind of like Super Cruise or Ford's Blue Cruise. So I've never used that on Nissan Infiniti before, so I'm excited to play with that. So that's going to be in just a minute here. All right, so looking this way, you can now see the 14.3 inch and 14.3 inch double 14.3 inch screens. Also the 9-inch screen here for climate in the front and the rear. I love that you can control both of those. We're gonna be heading on the freeway, and we're gonna be using our Pro Pilot Assist. All right, let's get up to speed. Pretty good sound from that twin turbo V6. Set. Pro Pilot Assist is on. It's watching me through here to make sure that I'm actually looking. So think about how many times you've been on a road trip, Dad, and you're driving, and it's fatiguing after a while just to be like this all the time. It's easy to get distracted. It's easy just to kind of get lulled. So I think that this would be something that would be super handy, just to kind of be able to not worry about it. You know, maybe your hand is kind of on the wheel, but you're not really having to actually steer. I mean, sometimes I do get a little bit tired on like a 6-hour road trip where you're making all these like micro adjustments, not to mention some of the bigger ones, and then, you know, traffic around you. The fact that this can help make your life easier, I think is great. Certainly you can't rely on it all the way, but you know, it's really basically what like just regular cruise control at the time. I bet when companies first started with cruise control, people were like, that's crazy, it's not safe. But now we have these kind of like semi-autonomous technologies, and I think they're great. If you're gonna truly be the chauffeur of your family, you should just go all in. Luxurious interior, good-looking exterior, powerful engine. I can even turn my kids' heated seats on and off from up here. Set. If you're looking for a 3-row family hauler that's comfortable and luxurious. You don't want to go all the way up to the German price tag, but you want something more than just like maybe your basic kind of Suburban or three-row Tahoe or something along those lines. Something more than an Expedition, but not quite a GLS. This is a solid choice.